Hello, Marie. Happy 2023.
Oh my goodness. Hi, Elisa. Hi, everyone. Yes, happy 2023. My goodness. Number 5, the year of change. So, yeah, we'll just wait and see what happens this year, huh? With change.
Yeah, well, I thought it was the year of number 7. No?
Well, hang on.
With
Oh,
the
hang on.
5 and the 2?
Yes, you're right. Hang on. 2, 4, 5, 6. It is a 7. Where am I getting 5 from? I just keep getting 5 for this year. Because 7's
7.
spiritual. My God.
7.
I'm adding up the 2 and the 3 that's right, for the new instead of the 22, the 23. So that's where I'm getting that 5 aspect from. So yeah. Okay. So
Yeah.
that's what keeps coming out strongest though, even more than the 7. So there'll
Uh,
be a spiritual change, which is maybe
ex-
what we're seeing anyway.
yeah. And hello, everybody. Thank you for being here with us live. We're so appreciative. Hello, Jazzy. How are you?
Oh, hi, everyone. Jasper says hello. I took him down yesterday. I went down to a beautiful spiritual festival just down in the country with a friend that set it up and helped her out. And he was there all day and just loved it. So he's all happy and connected and doing his thing.
Beautiful. That's
Yeah.
awesome. Well, I'm so excited. I think this year is going to be humongous. Um, and maybe, that's probably what we should start with the cards. I am excited to show you a video that we're going to talk about, but I want other people um, to be here for that. So I think a good way to start then with the cards is, but first tell people what you were doing during New Year's. When you went and visited your family.
Yeah, so for Christmas, so I went over to Western Australia. I hadn't been able to get in there literally for Christmas for 3 years because of all the lockdowns and the premiere. Last year I was meant to go like literally a week before. He went, nope, no one's coming in, locked the whole border. So just
Crazy.
incredible. So this year I finally got in. So I hadn't seen my family for 3 years and it was amazing. It was just beautiful to reconnect. And my little country town where I grew up, where my dad and brother still live, and we went to the beach every morning with the dog and friends, and my sister and I drove down. And then I was telling Elisa, it's really hard to imagine, but in Australia, unless you've been here, it's massive. We only have 26 million people that live here. It's nearly as big as the US of A. And so it's crazy. Like I have to fly for 6 hours to get over there. Then it's an 8-hour car drive down to our little country town. And coming home, there were so many plane issues. It took me nearly 12, 13 hours to get back from Perth. And yeah, and then there was an 8-hour drive before that the day before. So it's massive. So it's a big job to get places. So yeah, it's but it was so much fun. It was beautiful. So yeah, and I hope everyone else had a beautiful Christmas with family and friends. And yes,
Yeah,
and what did you
absolutely.
catch up with
Absolutely.
family, Elisa? Did you see your family?
For Christmas, yes, spent it with family, and New Year spent it with my spiritual friends
Yes.
here. So that was fun. Um, but other than that, really enjoyed you know what happened? It was super cold here, like
Wow.
not very usual. Like if it would have been raining, it would have snowed. It was like 30 degrees Fahrenheit. And so this is what happened. I get to my apartment and there's no heat.
Oh my gosh. What had
No heat.
happened?
I put the heat on and it comes out cold and I'm like, "Oh crap." And that means my landlord didn't check because this place is brand new. Well, he didn't check for the heat to work. So I guess they need a heat pump and he had not put the heat on, a heat pump. So I luckily, oh my God, this saved me. I had a heater that I had bought a long time ago when I used to do my slavery job. And this heater, it was $20, but it rotates like a fan.
I've got one.
Oh my
Yep.
God, it's heaven. So I put it in my bedroom. I closed the door. I put a towel under the door so the cold wouldn't come into the room. And I actually ended up being cold. I mean, hot.
Yeah, from it.
So I had to take off like clothes in the middle of the night. I'm like, oh my God, I'm cooking in here. So it saved me. It saved me.
Wow, that's so hard to imagine. I was sweltering. It was like so hot in Perth where I was.
Yeah, no, it was really cold here. It's not something that we are used to at
No,
all.
not in
Yeah, and
Florida.
I was, um, I was by myself, so luckily I didn't have to come up with heat for the other bedroom,
Yeah,
Um, otherwise it would have been a problem. But yeah, amazing having to go through that because I don't like the cold at all.
no.
I don't do cold, coming from Puerto Rico, we don't do that there. So yeah, it was not fun at all.
No,
But
I
I
can
made it
imagine.
through. I'm just grateful that I had that heater and it worked out. And also trying to be in that good place because ever since I got here, I've been so happy and in so much joy and excitement. It's like I'm manifesting so much faster. Things are coming so much faster. And I was looking for a bike rack for the back of my car where you put it on the hitch in the back of the car. And I'm like, okay, well, I want this brand and I wanted to have for 2 bikes, not 4. And I want this, this, and this. I went into Facebook Marketplace, which is, I buy a lot of stuff there. And this is a $250 bike rack if it's brand new. It was, I thought, okay, I'll get a used one, right? I was happy with
Yeah.
finding a used one. It was $75 in the box, brand new in the box, had never been opened. The exact brand I asked for 2 bikes, exactly what I had asked for.
Yeah.
The other day, I had a friend of mine over, and I was like, yeah, well, because there's just a fence and it's a huge bay window. And I'm like, yeah, I want to put plants there. 10 minutes later, the neighbor passes by with 2 huge plants, okay? 6-foot plants that he was going to throw away.
Oh my God.
And
That's
I'm like,
crazy.
are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? So I ran out there and I'm like, can I have those? And he's like, of course, I'm throwing them away. And so, yeah, 10
Look,
minutes.
that is brilliant. And Elisa, I think the thing to remember is to be, when we're in that state of manifestation, it's almost like we're aware of what's there. He could have walked past you and you would have missed him by a minute. And this is what it's about. It's about having our eyes open and having our heart open so that we can receive and not being afraid to take action to get it.
Yeah.
So well done, you. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah. So I just want people to know that when you are in that space of pure joy, excitement, and not only that, but because it doesn't have to be joy and excitement, but just
No.
being in the now moment and just really feeling in a good place, being in a good place, being in that high vibration really becomes, the universe becomes really magical. It really
Yeah.
does.
It does. Well, it resonates with where we're at. And, so I know. And I mean, there's so many stories, I guess, we could share about how we manifest. And sometimes it happens when we least expect it. And that brings more joy. So
Yes. Yeah.
yeah,
It adds to the magic. It
it
really has
does.
been magical. So I've been doing love a lot of going to the beach in the morning and in the evening, trying to stay grounded, trying to stay in that now moment as much as I can, not to be having the mind going everywhere.
Yeah.
So it's just, and I put it out there because I want people to know it's possible. I want people to know that if they really try to welcome everything as a thankfulness for anything that happens to us, that it becomes, you get to that space where you can really manifest what you want really quickly.
Yeah, absolutely. And you're not always going to be in that place, and that's okay. Don't be mad at yourself. Like, if you go through a moment of getting frustrated or whatever with life, that's okay too. Just feel it, own it,
Yeah.
and
Yep.
yeah.
Yep.
So because we're human. So,
Yes. So the first question I want to
yeah.
do, of course, is what is 2023 going to bring for us, for the people in our vibration, for the
Okay.
people in the chat, for the people that watch this video, for those people, not the ones that are not in our vibration.
Okay. Now, would you like to ask it from a physical, mental, spiritual, emotional level? Is there any particular place you want to ask it from, or you want to just ask in general?
I'm going to say having to do with the freeing of humanity from the chains space. I don't know what you would consider that. Maybe it's spiritual, probably. I would say maybe.
Almost a reality, like it's on an energetic reality
Yeah,
level, isn't it?
spiritual. Yeah, Maple Tree says spiritual. Yeah, that's what I'm
Yeah.
thinking too.
Okay. Because once, when we're spiritually more free, then of course, exactly what you've just been talking about, we manifest differently as
Yeah.
well. So let's tune in. I'm just going to tune in and ask to get some sort of, just a little bit of an idea of what's going on for us. And it's interesting because Jasper's piping up and he's going to have a message for us as well.
Oh, yay.
First card up. How beautiful. Our Four of Wands.
Yay!
So
That's
this is
like a card I would love to get. That's exactly.
yes,
That's awesome.
I know. So the Four of Wands is all about creating a beautiful space, a beautiful place with friends, family, whoever we gel with. Okay, so this is a gorgeous castle, but in the background, the four for me is always a very stable foundation. Wands are taking action. So this is actually helping us to move into this sort of place for ourselves, if that's what we choose, and with others. So it's almost like there is going to be a growth in our spiritual consciousness to build this safe space, this beautiful expanded space. So yeah. And
Could it also mean like walking through a portal or walking through into the next stage?
yeah, I'm going to tune into the card.
I feel
Oh,
like
okay. Yeah. It's interesting because anything that happens for us, if it's on that spiritual level, it is through a realm, it's through a consciousness, it's through an expansion. And of course, a lot of people, when I run energy for them, it comes up a little bit of nausea, and it's actually because they're expanding consciousness. So yes, of course, we're going through into other realms of consciousness, into other places of consciousness, because that's like travel sickness. It's so fascinating when it happens with people. And once they've sort of understand it and they're comfortable in it, then that stops. So yes, you're right. That's one way of putting it. It is going into and expanding into other realms. So
Okay.
yeah, and when I looked at this, what really stood out for me was the two people waving like these beautiful flowers, saying, "Over here, come on," and you come. So it's like we're being invited. It's like the universe is saying to us, "Hey, there's this great potential. Do you want it?" So it's sort of inviting us in. So yeah, so that's amazing as a first card that came up. The second card that came up is the Queen of Cups. Now, to me, the beautiful queen, our feminine aspect, our intuition, she's contemplating emotions, because the cup is all about emotions and it's about how we're feeling. So it's saying to me, we do need to take that time out, to dedicate time to tuning into ourselves, to tuning into our emotional aspect, tuning into who we are, and really owning them and feeling them, because it's through emotions that we shift and change. Because if you look at the word emotion, E, energy, motion, movement. So movement of energy. So when we allow our emotions to really truly flow without blocking them, and even though it can be uncomfortable, that's when our change happens. So I feel these two are really going together. So, and I'm just going to pull one more. Oh, that one's very hot. Come out here. Yes. The King of Wands. I like the King of Wands because it's someone that's very stable. They're very trusted. Wands is an action card. So once you've contemplated what you love, what's going on, how to really connect in with your emotions that are giving you messages, then you take the action. Okay, so you're taking the action steps that are needed, but you're using wisdom to do it, because the king is the master of this. So for me, if I'm going to tune into this card as well, looking at it, and the gold is incredible. And that was coming through a lot when I was at this beautiful spiritual fair yesterday. It's the Christ consciousness. We're really upping the ante as far as our beautiful Christ consciousness coming through. So really have that, take that time to connect into your higher self, to connect in and ask for expansion within your spirituality, and take the action that's needed to allow that to happen. So they're amazing cards to come through on that question for 2023. So
Wonderful.
yeah.
Wonderful. Awesome.
Jazzy keeps yelling at me. Can I do a message from Jasper?
Yes.
I have no idea what he's going to do, so I'm just going to do it. All right, Jasper, what's going on? What do you want to tell everyone? How do you want to bring this through? He keeps showing me this gorgeous pale blue color, and it's almost like bringing this pale blue through, and he's going, it's actually going to help you be calmer, and it's going to help things to actually come through more easily. So I call them color baths. So if you're doing some meditation or whatever, actually just picture beautiful light blue, ice blue light coming up through your body and then out into your energy field. See it coming. He's showing me, see it coming from the cosmos, from our beautiful universe as well. Oh, it's amazing. So, even if, just, it doesn't take long. Like I was just running it then. As I was doing it, I was running it for everyone as well. And he's just smiling, going, this ice blue somehow is going to help us to come into the space with those 3 cards. So thanks, Jazzy. And he really wanted us to have that with those cards. So there you go.
Yeah, excellent. Thank you, Jessie, so much. I love it when you tell us things.
Yeah, and he does. Yeah. So
yeah.
It was funny because I was doing some healing and a reading for someone, and he wanted to pipe in, and he said these exact words, and the person picked up a big card they had sitting next to them and said, "That's sitting right next to me," and it was word for word what Jazzy had said.
Wow.
So yeah.
Wow. I love it. All right, Jim's asking if I'm getting a tattoo for 2023. That is a big no.
That's so fun. Is Jim getting a tattoo for 2023? Is that why he was asking?
Right. All right. So Trixie wants to know, prior to the pandemic, a popular says Broadway show was Hamilton. Is this show historically correct? Was it created for good or bad of humanity?
Okay, so is Hamilton, is that a Shakespearean play, or
it's a theater? It's a theater play, musical, and it was created by Lin-Manuel Miranda. Actually, he's Puerto Rican.
Oh wow, there you go.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll just ask and see. Okay, so when we ask if it's good or bad for humanity, sometimes even though it could have a message in it that's saying, hey, not everything's as maybe balanced as we think it is. So it could have had a message for us. So I'll just find out if the intent was to help humanity with it. So I think that's probably the best way to do it.
But let's ask first if it was historically correct.
Okay, so historically correct. So I know nothing about it. So this is, all right, interesting, because our Page of Swords come up. So that tells me straight away, not exactly. So the Hanged Man. So no, there's some stuff that was they contemplated what they were going to put in here and how it would fit into what they were doing. So no, 3 of Swords. It wasn't historically correct. There could have been some truth, because my Page of Swords always tells me that there's something that is coming through that is new and has some benefit, but it's not all the truth. And those other 2 cards have just, to me, confirmed that.
Okay.
So no, not historically fully truth, no.
Okay. Was it, then we can ask now, was it created for a specific purpose as to confuse people, or I don't know?
Yeah. Okay, let's ask. We can ask that.
Good intent or bad intent?
Okay, so let's ask if it actually had good intentions, or if it was going to plant seeds that maybe helped people to create things that they wanted. Yeah, okay. Judgment. Okay, so when this card comes up, and then the Lovers. So I feel it was being used to show people to wake up a little bit, almost. It's like to say, I don't even know what it's about. I have no idea. So I'm just going off what my cards are saying. So what I'm seeing here, there was definitely the idea or the thoughts working together to try and wake people up, or to show them, hey, there's this stuff's going on, and we're showing you what it is, almost. So yeah. And King of Pentacles. So it was done very much with a theme in mind. It was created very much with a theme in mind, because that's quite a powerful card to come through. It creates a reality.
Yeah.
So it was, they knew what they were doing. They knew it wasn't fully the truth. Yeah, that they were creating something quite unique because our Nine of Pentacles has come up.
Okay.
So they were creating something very unique for people.
Okay.
So
All
with
right.
it,
Very
what's
good.
it about? Can you tell me quickly what
It's
it's
about,
about?
I think it's the Civil War here in the US, and the I can't remember. I saw it and I wasn't
Something
impressed.
about the war.
I don't know why people are so crazy about it. Personally, I was like, meh. You know.
And just remember, the truth also comes from, everyone has a different perspective of the truth too.
Well, the thing is that the truth that we know is what we were taught in school, and we know what we're taught in school is not true. So the U.S. Revolutionary War. Okay, so
Yes.
is that the
Okay.
Civil War? Or, I don't know. I thought it was a Civil
The
War.
revolution was against the UK, wasn't it? Wasn't it
Oh,
against,
okay, yeah. So there
that's
you
my
go.
understanding, because everyone fought against the UK in the end. So,
Okay, yeah. Well, which was a joke, right? Remember, that was a total lie, because um we're paying our taxes where we're going to the Queen. So that never, that was just a
I
joke.
know.
Anyway.
I know. Yeah, it's so true.
Okay. This is a good question. Was William
Mm.
Shakespeare's real name or his pseudonym?
Okay, let's have a look and see. Is that his real name? Oh, okay. I'm feeling it was something that was actually made up, because we've got the Three of Cups, which is a celebration about something in the world. So it was something that the world's come to know. But it's just no, it's not, because look, it's his pseudonym. So
Yeah.
we've got the Three of Hearts there. So they wanted something that would go out, but it's not his real name.
So I heard that Shakespeare was a Illuminati / Cabal / Freemason. So can we ask if that's the case?
Sure. I
So was
mean,
Shakespeare a Freemason?
Exactly. And it just depends too what level they're at, doesn't it? So, they can still be manipulated, but yeah. And was it a group of people? Was it more than one person that had the input into all of that work as well? Okay, let's just check to see if he was in that group. Yeah, looks like it, because the Hierophants come up, which is authority, control, someone that controls a lot of people.
Yeah.
And with the question we're asking, so Six of Wands. So they won a lot through using that.
Yeah.
What you just asked about with
because he was very influential at that time.
Look at that, the Five of Wands. So they did create a lot of this is actual reality, things that are happening with the wands. It's action. So there was some change and some bit of chaos that happened with this, the way they run. How we know now how they work to an extent, and that's what they were creating, was change through some chaos and through their actions.
Yeah. Okay. Interesting. Okay. All right. This next question, I'm going to have a couple of questions about. DeSantis is after Big Pharma. He created a jury or something to go after them. Will he be successful, or this is just something to stir the pot? So what I heard is the other day that he was executed at Gitmo. So the real DeSantis. So can we confirm that first?
Sure.
And then we can ask about this one.
Okay, let's just see if he's still alive, if he's actually still here. I feel he is, because we've had our Emperor card up, got our Knight of Pentacles. So it's someone that's bringing through a message into our reality that's trustworthy, and the Lovers. So there's definitely a collusion going on with him. I don't know. So these two cards are telling me that he's still here. So it's not. I'm just still getting So the Hanged Man. So there's been a change, though. There's something's been shifted and changed. So whether it's still the same person and there's been a switch around, or there's been a shift and a change, which is what it looks like. So because the Hanged Man's surrendering to something. So there's obviously been a surrendering.
So DeSantis is, who is now going after Big Pharma,
Yep.
been has he switched over to the White Hats or to the Alliance?
Let's have a look and see. I think that's what I felt that Hanged Man was telling me with the cards. So yeah, looks like it because the world cards come up. So yeah, so the Three of Swords. So there's definitely been a switch
A
from
change.
something that maybe wasn't as good as it could have been. Queen of Pentacles. So this is a contemplation and a creating of a reality through, I guess it's looking at a situation. So there was a big change, definitely.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And so the next question is, will he be successful with what he's doing?
Okay.
With this jury, creating the jury and going after.
It's fascinating because I've been noticing when things come into the public eye, the public arena, through juries, through trials, everyone talks about them. So what I feel it's doing, because I've been with my gut, just following and going, this is interesting. I feel it's almost planting seeds for people, so they start asking questions.
Yeah.
So and I mean we're seeing that with all of the things. Remember someone asked about Katie. What's that senator that was running?
Katie Holmes, or the one that we wanted to win.
Yeah. But remember, she
Kari
put
Lake.
up. That's Kari Lake. Thank you. Remember, she put up a case to say there had been cheating and everything. And the cards said she won't need to win it that way. Something else is going to happen. And I've just realized that they actually stopped. They let it go through to start with, and now they've stopped it. They actually are saying, no, we're not going to let it go through. And the cards were saying that. So I feel that what she's doing, though, is bringing an awareness to that our judicial system is really being tampered with. So there's no chance of, so let's have a look and see if it'll be successful through this way.
Yeah.
There will be judgment. There will be judgment on these companies. Okay. So this card looks like it's the flavor of the day. However, it's finding a balance, because the Two of Wands is using, what's the word? It's action to find balance. So they're trying to find the best way to do this, and they're showing people that how we've had judgment and justice in the past simply isn't, oh my God, the Hanged Man again. So it's saying it's going to come through a way we don't expect. No, it's going to be held up. You know what I mean? It's not going to come out as a, yep, right, we can put all these pharmaceutical companies on notice where they're all going to be, what's the word? They're all going to be found guilty and whatever. But now we've got our Emperor card. So it's something bigger. It's something bigger than just going through that judicial system that's going to happen. And this is the similar sort of feeling and cards that came up for that Kari Lake situation. So it's like it's not going to happen in a hurry, but it's going to happen, but it's going to almost encompass so many things when it happens.
Okay.
So I hope that answers, Kat. I hope that helps with your question.
All right, I'm going to do my main question, which is what I've been wanting to ask. And I'm sorry, everybody's asking so many questions, but I got to get this in because it's exciting. Okay. So guys, I don't have an extra monitor, so I had to join using my other laptop. Okay, so I'm going to show you videos of what I'm going to call, let's see how I can add to the stream. Okay, so these are videos that, and I can't put the volume on because it'll mess up with this volume. So unfortunately, I can't put the volume on. But these are videos of different places in the world that have videotaped these gigantic human-like looking beings on top of mountains. But you can tell they're walking with legs and arms, and they look for sure like they're giants. So I want you to pay attention to this. And let me play it over here. So this one is in Mexico, and you can see how see how it's moving its arms and stuff. So you can see this gigantic being. I mean, look at him. He's almost as big as the windows in the let's see, there's another one coming in after this one. Let's see. Okay, so this is the second video of another person on top of a mountain. Okay, this one's also the same mountain, I believe, that you saw, but on the other side of that mountain with the houses. Look at this. So you see this thing actually walking, you see the legs, you see the arms. So it's a second video from the person that was on top of the mountain. That's what it says in Spanish.
Yeah.
Okay, so here it is. It's moving, it's standing there, it's kicking something, it's looking around. I mean, do you know how big this thing has to be in order for it to look like that on top of the mountain?
That's interesting.
Okay, so that's the second video. So this one was the one in Mexico. Okay, now we're going to see a video in, this is somewhere else, obviously, not Mexico. This one is a shadow person or something. I don't know what this one was. Let me see if I can find the other video with the giants here. Okay, so there it is. Again, on top of the mountain. I don't know if you guys can see that.
Yeah.
So it's moving around. And I believe that might be the same mountain. So this would be, I think, the third video that's showing the same thing. Okay. And then let's see, there's another one. Oh, okay. Okay, wait. Yeah, okay, Ontario. So this one's really interesting. What happens here is this guy's driving and he notices, again, something walking with legs, arms on top of a mountain. So he stops the car to videotape it. And he goes into, one day he wakes up at 5 in the morning because one of the days that he was videotaping, he noticed that there was a like a building that wasn't there before. And he's like, wait a minute, this building wasn't there. And I've been taping this area, you know, with the giant. So he decides to go to the mountain. He wakes up at 5 in the morning. So, okay. So he looks for the video. He's like, wait, that giant isn't there anymore. Then the next day he takes video again, and there's these buildings that didn't exist. So he decides the next day to wake up at 5 in the morning and go up there. Well, he goes at 5 in the morning and runs into, a black car, totally unmarked black car. This is a helicopter that he saw over there. Oh, and then he saw this, almost like they were picking up the giant. Did you see that? Like on a helicopter? Okay, so he gets up at 5 in the morning, goes up there, finds a black car that's there. The person in the black car tells him to turn around, that he cannot proceed in this mountain. And this is not an army or anything like that. It is not policemen. Nobody. It's nobody. It's nobody. And they tell him, go back home. You can't go. You can't come up here. So then what happens after that is he notices that he gets followed to his house. And long story short, he dies. They kill him within like a couple of days.
Wow.
Yeah, because he shows, the guy that does the video shows you the obituary of this guy that we saw on the video.
Wow.
Yeah. So so this is what happened, which is crazy. So anyway, but those are the videos of the giants. Um,
And the story of the guy that actually was recording some of it.
yeah. Okay, I don't know how to turn it off, so I'm just going to remove it. Okay,
Wow.
so anyway, so first we want to ask, are those videos real?
Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
Are those videos real?
Yeah. Let's just tune in and just see if they're real. Wow. You know, okay. Let's. Wow. First card up. So there's definitely something that's hidden that's coming up to be seen. So this is how I always look at the devil card. It's something that's been hidden that's coming up to be seen. So they're definitely, you know, if because I was asking specifically about if it was real that there were these beings that was seen on the top of the mountain. Because I mean, you know, anyone can do. We know how easy it is to do. You know, what do you call it? You know, tampering with stuff and making things look whatever. But there
Yeah.
was definitely something coming up there to be seen. So, oh, that
Okay.
one's okay. So, and then we've got our 10 of cups. So together, this to me means that it's something that was made as well. That is, if the devil's next to it, it's something that's been hidden. So it has been hidden definitely to create this. So 10 of cups is emotions, and it can be in the most amazing, beautiful card with family or whatever. But there's something going on here that is not quite right. So I'm feeling that some of this was not made yet. Some of it was constructed because we've got our 3 of Pentacles. So that's about drawing up a plan, a contract, everything. So I feel some of it wasn't authentic, but some
Okay.
of it was. So
Mm.
yeah, so that's the feeling that's what I'm seeing in these cards. So now I'm just going to ask if the particularly that last episode where you know there was the story that went with it. I'm going to
Uh-huh.
see if that. So the King of Wands has come up. So to me, that could have been more authentic with what was going on there. Than
Where
the
the guy went to the mountain and he said he couldn't go on and then he was killed.
yeah, yeah. So and then we've got our Sun card. So this is saying that to me, this is always something amazing that's happening, but it can be very emotional as well because the child in it can bring up, you know, those the things that as kids we're scared of stuff, aren't we? We see things. So these are interesting cards. So yeah, I feel that the last one could definitely have been a possibility, and there was a strategy because our 7 of Swords has come up. So when that comes up to me, it's like you're deciding what to do, how to change something up. So it looks like there was some of it's authentic, some of it's not. Yeah, look at that. 2 of Pentacles. So 50-50. So some of it
Okay,
is
so were
authentic.
those real giants then? Because that's really what I care about more than anything.
Yeah.
Were those real giants
Okay.
in those videos?
Yeah. So some of them, what the cards have said so far is some of them were authentic and some of them
Okay, so then
were not.
were the giants of the guy that was killed, I have to imagine were real because otherwise why would they kill him?
Yeah. So let's have a look and see.
So let's ask if the video of the guy that was killed, if
Okay.
that giant in Ontario was real.
So there's a lot of mystery that's been covered up with that because we've got our 4 of Swords. So there's definitely a lot of mystery. And what actually keeps popping into my mind is if we think about the Sasquatch, you know, or the you know, Bigfoot and all of those, they can be seen, but they can make themselves invisible or seen. So that's the other aspect to it as well. Because you're talking about beings, yeah, Wheel of Fortune. So they can change how they come across, whether it's in physical form or whether it's just through an energetic way of connecting. So I feel that they can be hidden, they can be very, very hidden, but they can come through and show themselves in a physical form. It's like because they're in another realm virtually.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, the Empress. So the creators, they can create how they come through or not through. It's a little bit like our elemental folk, I suppose, if we want to relate it to something we can maybe relate to more, because they can make themselves shown to us. You can actually see physically some of those beings, like the fairies or whatever. They can actually make things happen physically. So I feel that maybe this is what's happened, is that they've made themselves appear physically.
Okay. So in that second video, we see
Mm.
like a helicopter pulling up the giant, like the giant is in midair as the helicopter's pulling him out. So was that real?
I don't know if that was real because the Five of Swords has come up. So this is to confuse the mind. And there's a little bit of, yeah, it's almost like that to me felt a little bit confusing with that Five of Swords coming up. So yeah, Ace of Swords. So again, this can be saying, look, yes, it did happen, but I feel there was some confusion. It's not exactly what was going on. It's not exactly what was going on. So yeah, Five of Cups. So we've got some grief around that. So there's something that appears to be one way, but it's not quite because there's still two cups standing. So there may have been something that happened there, but it's not coming through clearly as a yes with the cards. Is
Okay.
all I'm
So
getting.
do you,
It's
can we get a confirmation card, unless you already know this and I missed it, that that was truly a giant on that mountain?
okay. Let's have a look and see. Just
And if it was a real giant, was it a good, is it going to be good for human? Is it, are they good or bad? Like, are they going to hurt
yeah.
humans, or are they going to be?
Okay, so to me, Ten of Swords has come up. So it's something that was before our time almost. So this is something that's finished, something that's ended. So it's not something that's common, obviously, in our time. It was the end of an era. It was the end of something. Justice. So there was something that went on that it needs justice to come through with it. And then the Two of Wands, again, this is looking for a way to make things balanced, to make things come through in reality. So yeah, they could have been coming through as giants from another realm. We've got our Hanged Man again. So this can be something that's hidden, something that's actually deeper. It's a deeper aspect, and it's not very common. Again, I'm getting the feeling that this is not something that happens very commonly. It's
Oh yeah,
it's
for
through another
sure,
realm, but it's through
for
another
sure.
realm.
Okay,
So yeah,
so
so
the
they
answer
do
is
it's like yeah, I would say yes, that there are giants that show themselves from another realm because
okay.
yeah.
So, um, good for us or bad for us? Like, are they good guys, or are they want to hurt us?
No, I don't feel that they're going to create any problems because we've got our Eight of Wands, which is something that happens quickly. So it comes and goes. So this can happen very quickly, the action that happens. So they're not hanging around. Ace of Swords. So it's not going to create a problem for people to like go into panic over. And Page of Wands. So this is something new, something that's we're learning about. You know, it's like a lot of people didn't even know there were other energetic realms or places where, you know, different beings live. So it's simply just bringing maybe some awareness that this is an aspect of our world that can be visited and can be brought through in the physical. So yeah, and it's funny because Wolf Loves asked if the guy was really killed, and that's the other thing. It's like, you know, how do we know that was the guy that took the video? Was that just something? That's why I said it's like 50-50 with the reality, the truth of what's happening. So the truth to me is that yes, these beings, here we go, can come through when they choose to from another realm. But 50, I'd say a lot of that story was not actual truth. There was something that was made up in that as well. So
Okay, but I thought you said that the guy did get killed.
oh, he did get killed, but whether that guy was the one actually taking the video, I mean, we don't know, do we? You know, or made the
Oh, no,
video.
no, 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 no. But
Yeah,
the
yeah,
guy did
yeah,
get killed because, yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So, but
So
whether someone then has changed the story up a little bit, like to yeah, after that, who knows? So there's just something that's not quite right with it. There's definitely some truth in it, but there's definitely something that's been made up from what the cards are showing.
yeah, I have a feeling is the video with the helicopter taking the giant. I
Yeah,
feel like that's
that
what it
didn't feel
was.
no. That,
Uh, because people would stop in their cars if they saw that,
well,
for
I
sure.
think yeah, and the cards were saying that yeah, definitely that that was so the Two of Cups has come up. So that was done in collusion. So I feel that isn't something that's happened with it wasn't it wasn't that being per se that was being picked up.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what I think is the lie.
So I don't know. That's and all I can go on is the cards, because I've only that's the first time I've ever seen the video. I hadn't really tuned into it.
Yeah. As soon as I saw it, I'm like, oh my God, I gotta talk about this with Maree.
That's funny, isn't it? So look, there are some beings that are giant beings that can manifest in our world. Yep. And my feeling as well is we've had a whole era on this earth where there've been giants and there've been really big animals and really big trees and all of that. So of course, things can interweave as well, like veils getting thinner and thinner between all of these worlds. So things can come through physically.
So this is a good question, a good follow-up question. And Coast to Coast Radio Show was there was a soldier that was in a battle with a giant from a cave in the mountains of Iraq.
Wow.
Is this true?
Okay.
Do you need a specific name, or is this enough information?
Well, I'll just tune in and see if that actually happened. So yeah, let's just tune in and see if that's truth with that situation. So yeah, look, okay, so we've got a new situation. This is something that's new that no one knows anything about, but they're trusting. And then we've got our Three of Swords. So I'm just going to do one more card just to get some clarity to go with that. The Hanged Man again. So there's some truth in this, but it could have just been someone that was massive. It could have been just a being that was a human, or even that was huge. So because that Three of Swords tells me it's not completely truth, and then the Hanged Man's confirming that. So we have to. So I don't feel that's completely true. No, not with those cards.
Okay, so they could be calling a very tall person a giant, but it's not. Maybe a 7 foot.
Yeah, it could be huge.
It's not a giant.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, because we still have on our earth, we still have small tribes of pygmies and things as well. So why not have, some people that are maybe, from a place that's remote that are the opposite of.
Mm-hmm. 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 Do you get a sentiment or a feeling of why the giants would want to come and show themselves?
Well, when that Justice card came up, to me, it felt like there was something unresolved. It was like there was something that needed to be resolved for them. So yeah, so Seven of Pentacles. So it's something that's been planted a long time ago and waiting for a finalization. So yeah, it could be just simply a coming through of the veil because of something that actually wasn't finished. So yeah, it's that's how it felt to me when the Justice card came up. So yeah, Six of Wands. So they're looking for something to make them feel better. They're looking for a victory within themselves even, I mean, it's like we've had so many lifetimes and experiences on this earth, and they can be on different timelines, different realms, and sometimes some of those haven't been completed. And so we do things that we don't even know we do, I reckon, in our sleep, or when we're doing work, we can connect in. And how do we know that we don't visibly appear? I think it was Nostradamus that said that when he was visited through the mirror by these beings from our time, it was like they were white, shimmering, shapes of people. And then I was also reading that because our consciousness has actually changed and increased so much in our frequency, that if we were someone from the 17th, 18th century and we were now talking with someone like us, we would appear like white shimmering beings because of our frequency having increased so much. So we've got to, there's so much that has to be taken into account as to how things appear.
So then I'm seeing the comments on there, and what I'm getting is, as we know, we've been lied to about a lot of things.
Yeah.
So is it true that the giants, the red-headed giants, were eating people, and how they show them in these drawings?
Yeah. Okay.
Were they really bad, or were they I mean, I know that the Bible shows one story, obviously, with Goliath, and the giant. But I guess I don't want to assume that that information is real anymore. Nothing's real anymore to me.
I know. And also remember, you've also always got your people that come from a place of anger, aggression, and hostility. And then you always have people, even from the same tribe, that maybe come from a place of love and caring and peace.
Yeah. So let's find out if they were all good, all bad, or what, like
in
what the deal
between.
is. Like,
Yeah.
I think we should clear up that whole
Okay.
misconception.
So let's just see if you know they were all like that or not. Yeah. No, they weren't all like that, because we've got our Page of Wands, which is when something's new, when something's starting. Okay, you don't quite know which way it's going to go. And then we've got our Three of Wands. So this is, again, looking out into our future and letting go of the past. So some of them would have just been living and experiencing and doing what they wanted, because we've got our Four of Wands then come up. Look at all the wands. So this is all action cards and creating through action. So not all of them were.
Okay.
So I feel that that was a bit, and it's really interesting, Elisa, because we're so close to New Zealand, we get to have a lot of experience also with the Waihata and the beautiful people and beings that lived in New Zealand before that the Polynesians and the Maoris sort of turned up as well, and they were said to be really big with red hair, but also very ethereal, like light, and they disappeared like once the other people started turning up, so that they were said to have red hair and very tall.
Yeah.
So they were, sounds like they were over the world.
That's why I was wondering if that's what they were showing, those drawings and paintings of these giants, that they're eating people, right? They show them like eating people and stuff. So
yeah.
I just, is that real? Is that actually, did that actually happen?
Well, like I said, so the King of Pentacles has come up. So someone that creates, very powerful, but it can flow. What's really standing out for me in this card when I look at this is the green, and it's flowing. So things can go different ways. Things don't always stay stagnant. And then we've got our Seven of Wands, again, an action card that can be around fighting or whatever. So yeah, there could have been some of them that were like that.
Okay.
But then we've got our Hanged Man. So there's always going to be two sides of the story. There's always going to be a different way of looking at things as well. So that's like surrendering into how we're perceiving stuff. To me, there's always yin and yang, because we live in a world of duality. So there's always going to be yin and yang.
Yeah. Okay.
So yeah.
All right.
But that was great. Thanks for bringing that up. So because it's it's really cool just to look at things and see what we get with it, and other people might get a completely different read on it, and that's fine too. So yeah, but it's just great because there's such good, intriguing questions.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so let me go back up to where I was with the questions. It was a while back. Let's see if I can find it. I don't know if this is it, but I'm going to go with it. Okay, let's see. Space Cadet Lottie. Was the Uinta Basin a natural earth formation, or was the land manipulated by an entity or group? Oh, Utah. I think it's the Utah Basin.
So Skinwalker Ranch. Yeah.
Yeah.
Area and Stargate. Okay, let's have a look and see if it's like natural vortices and natural energetic ley lines of the earth. Let's just see if it's natural first. Make a really easy question here.
Yeah, and let me see if I can get back to where I was supposed to go.
Wow, interesting. I feel something has gone on there, because we've got our Five of Cups, which is there's some grief come from there, and then we've got our Two of Swords. So this is almost like a no, or there's something that's gone on, that there's a decision that's been made. So, and this could have been like from eons ago that this happened, the Emperor, but then something's happened to bring it back into balance. So, okay, so Space Cadet Lottie, I feel that there was something that's gone on, there, whether, I don't know, when we might not even be able to comprehend what it was, but there was definitely something that happened that triggered it. But there was obviously a healing, because look at this, we've got our Temperance card. So to me, this is beautiful healing, and it's a change of a situation. So something shifted and changed, but it took patience. So it took a long time. So there must have been a lot of healing that went on in that place, which maybe is why it's so open to all these vortices and all of these energetic realms. So there was definitely a trigger by the looks of it there. So yeah, something went on a long time ago. I'm feeling it was a long time ago. So there. So anything else with that one? Oh, Elisa's, oh, it's either Elisa or me. Oh, that's good. Space Cadet Lottie, you said it's something you've picked up on, which is great. Now, I'm not sure if Elisa's gone or I've gone. Can someone write in there if you can still hear me? If it's Elisa and not me that's gone. Okay. I'm going to reboot anyway. Okay. Elisa is gone. Great. Thank you. Okay. While Elisa's gone, let's do a reading for someone, because it's really close to the finish time. So if you want to put 888 in, and I don't know who's done it before or not, so I'm just going to trust completely. If someone has another reading, that's fine. So just throw 888 in, and we'll do a reading for whoever it is that comes up. So, and while you're doing that, I'm going to do a card for everyone. Okay, I love it. I love it. So we've got the Four of Swords. So there's some mystery that is, I feel, going to be unveiled, because we've got our Page of Cups come up next to it. So this is for everyone. So there is going to be something or a message or something emotional that's going to be brought up, bubbled up from deep within. So don't be surprised if things actually, there's a bit of a change for you all. So, all right. So I'm just going to do this and just see who it is that comes up. Okay, so we've got Trigal. Trigal, you came up when I was just doing that. So thanks, everyone. Let's, yep. All right, so Trigal, I'm just going to connect into you. I don't know if you've had a reading before, but I'm just going to connect into you through my higher self, and then connect into your higher self, and just see if there's anything that you need to know or understand at the moment to help you, or just to confirm things for you, give you some clarity. So let's have a little look at our cards for you. Oh, Lisa's back. Lisa, we're just doing the card reading while you were gone. I'm just about to do Trigal, so I'm just connecting in.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on.
It's all good. Oh, okay. First one up is Star. So when I see this, it's almost like bringing through an aspect of our higher self that's going to give us some insights, and it's going to help with an emotional aspect that you've been going through. But do some meditation. If you're not already meditating, I feel you are, but just keep connecting into that higher self, because you're going to get a lot of wisdom that comes through. Wheel of Fortune's just come up for you as well. So it's going to help you to change where you're at. It's going to help you to more smoothly go through any changes or anything that you want to shift. So Page of Cups has come up again. How funny, this card just came up for everyone. So you're going to be offered something that's going to make you feel emotionally better. So definitely, if you're not already meditating, do some meditating and connecting with your higher self, because it's going to help you to get your answers. You're going to be setting up something, a foundation. This is a long time coming. I see it's taken time to get to this. So Four of Pentacles is definitely a new reality, a foundation within your reality. So you will get there. It is going to happen for you if that's what you've been asking. You may have a Tower moment, but I love Tower moments because it means the change can happen. But you're going to be a lot more prepared for it when you're connected in and having faith and having trust and knowing that you're very capable of going through this shift. You're also going to be asking yourself questions, and you're going to maybe feel a little bit indecisive, but don't worry. Look at that. You just now got the Emperor card. So it's all going to turn out. This is just a little process experience that you're going through, but you've got all your tools. And I love it when Emperor card comes up, because you're going to feel really safe. You're going to feel like it's a wise decision. Everything that's happening, you're going to get it. So I wouldn't stress. I would just stay connected. So, yeah. And then we've got our King of Cups. So emotionally, you're going to feel quite fulfilled. There will be something that might come through that you didn't expect, but it's all going to be good. So just stay connected, okay? Tune into that beautiful higher self, that divine wisdom of yours, and meditate and just allow it to play out as it needs to. So, but I love that you got that Emperor card. So, yeah, there you go, Travel.
Awesome. Thank you, Maree. Thank you for taking care of that. For some reason, I have two computers going, right? And one said the internet wasn't any good, but then the other computer was fine. So I don't know what to tell you. I think that's really interesting.
It is, isn't it? So, yeah, interesting. And, with the frequency, the high frequency, it's full moon as well, remember? So a lot of electronic goods and things can go a little bit wonky. I know yesterday, even at this festival, we're running this frequency. It's so high. My boombox would just stop playing and I'd go, okay. And you just had to wait and you'd go back in and nothing was wrong with it. And then it would just start playing again. So things can happen as well on a frequency level.
So you guys had a bunch of really good questions. I want you to hold them off. Make sure that when you come back on Monday, that we'll ask your questions. So keep your questions, write them down and bring them back. We're going to change the format, not the format, but the days that we do this show. We are going to start doing Mondays at 7 p.m. Eastern, which is Tuesday morning for Australia, and Thursday, 7 p.m. Eastern, which would be Friday morning for Australia. So just to let you know that we're making that change. Now that I'm living, on the coast and I do have to travel to Orlando on Fridays, it makes it a little complicated for me. So this definitely makes things a lot easier. So I'm excited for 2023. I really think that some amazing things are going to happen. So guys, stay concentrated on what it is that you want to happen. Notice the good things. What are the good things that are happening? And notice those things and keep your concentration and your energy on those. And don't worry about what hasn't happened or what didn't happen that you thought would happen on the 6th. Like today something was supposed to happen and whatever. Like, don't worry about it. Concentrate on the good things. All right. Thank you, Jazzy. Thank you, Maree. And Maree, is there anything else?
No, but if anyone would like to have a beautiful healing session and a reading to help you to start the year, just jump onto my website and you can book it through Calendly. And if the timing doesn't suit you, just book it in and then you can email me and we'll change it up to whatever works for you. Okay, because I know there's so many different time zones around the world.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. All right. Excellent. Thank you, Jazzy. Thank you, Maree. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for being here. Don't forget to like the video and share.
Yeah. Thanks, Elisa.
All right. Love you guys.
Yeah.